Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled between lush green hills, there lived a young shepherd boy named Peter. Peter was tasked with the responsibility of looking after his family's flock of fluffy white sheep that roamed the grassy meadows surrounding the village. One sunny afternoon, while watching over his flock, Peter started feeling quite bored. The sheep were lazily munching on the grass, and there wasn't a soul in sight. Peter thought to himself, what if I spice up my day with a little trick? With a mischievous grin, he cupped his hands over his mouth and shouted, "Help! Wolf! Wolf!" The villagers, who were bustling about their daily chores, heard Peter's desperate cries. Without a second thought, they dropped their work and rushed up the hill to help him. Their shoes pounded against the ground as they hurried to protect the flock from the feared wolf. But when they reached Peter, they were taken aback. Peter stood there laughing heartily, "Ha, ha, ha! I fooled all of you," he exclaimed, his eyes twinkling with amusement. "There is no wolf." The villagers shook their heads, half amused and half annoyed by Peter's antics. They warned him, "Peter, this is not something to joke about. Wolves are no laughing matter." A few days passed, and the same itch for mischief found its way back to Peter. He couldn't resist playing his trick again. So, he cried, "Help! Help! Wolf! Wolf!" Once more, the kind-hearted villagers raced to his aid, only to discover they'd been tricked again. This time, their amusement was overshadowed by anger. "Peter, you are naughty. You've wasted our time twice now," they scolded him before returning to their work. It was a crisp morning when the atmosphere suddenly shifted. Peter was tending to his sheep when he noticed something lurking at the edge of the meadow. His heart skipped a beat. It was a big, hungry wolf slipping through the shadows, its eyes fixed on the flock. Panic-stricken, Peter bolted towards the village shouting, "Help! Help! Wolf! Help! Somebody!" His voice was a symphony of genuine fear and urgency. But the villagers, remembering the tricks he had played before, didn't believe him. "It's just Peter playing his games again," they sighed, shaking their heads. Desperate, Peter ran to the nearest villager, grabbing their hand as he pleaded, "Please believe me. A wolf is attacking the sheep. I know I lied before, but this time it is true." Seeing the sincerity in his eyes, a few villagers decided to check it out. By the time they arrived, the damage had been done. The wolf was retreating into the forest, its dark silhouette slipping away, leaving behind a heart-wrenching scene of downed sheep in its wake. The villagers understood the boy had indeed faced a wolf. They comforted Peter, yet imparted a crucial lesson. "We may not believe someone who often tells lies, even when he speaks the truth," they told him gently. Peter nodded, his heart heavy with regret. He realized that trust, once lost, is hard to regain, and vowed to always be truthful from that day forward. And thus, the story of the shepherd boy and the wolf taught the village, and Peter, a lesson that they would carry with them forever.